Hey guys, what's going on? I want to talk about a few things today, mainly revenge trading, aggressive trading, over trading. Um, I don't know what else to call it. It's just like self destruction almost. You can be one of the greatest traders and you can be following all your rules, all your plans, doing everything that you possibly can to stay profitable or become profitable. But every time that you take that one loss, it spiral effects into something that you could never imagine. And that's what I really want to discuss today. So basically, yesterday I got back from Orlando from a conference, and you know, I was looking at a good setup on CRMD, which was this stock right here. Let me go to a better chart, 5 year. So I did my analysis over the weekend, and I had my plan set out everything. So my plan was to get in originally on the break of $9. I mean, sorry, the full dollar, because it closed at 97 cents, as you can see here, this green candle, 65 cents to 97 cents. And it was a strong close. So I saw that there was a gap fill. You can't see it on this chart because it doesn't show, but I saw there was a gap and it had to be filled. The top of the gap was $1.36. So I saw pre-market that it broke a dollar, and I was gonna get in, but I wanted to wait for the market to open because I hear people all the time saying wait for the market to open. So I hesitated at that point, and I waited for the market to open. The market opened, it started to surge up. It opened at $1.18, as you can see here, and it pulled back, but I still hesitated for some reason. I don't know why. So I ended up getting at 125 for 450 shares, and I ended up selling at 128. So for a 3 cent profit, the stock ended up going to 136, 137, which was the top of the gap. I shouldn't have gone in at that time. I thought it poked through. I thought it was going to surge through that point because I was like, oh, this is actually a strong breakout. So I ended up selling my first amount of shares. I literally was break even, made like $3 profit, nothing crazy. And I got in again. I double dipped 400 shares at 136 at the top of the fill. And guess what? It came down and it slowly grinded down. And I had to set a stop. And my stop was way too far with way too many shares. This is not even a lot of shares, but I'm trying to get this consistency. So I don't like this big range. I just like stopping out at 10 cents max. But guess what I did? I held it for 16 cents. 16 cents. 18 cents actually. And that's disgusting. I broke my rules. I broke my plan. And guess what? It led to $100 loss. It's terrible. So I come to ears now. I'm looking at ears. I see that it's forming a nice chart right here. It looks way better on TradingView. What was it here? Where was it? Okay, right here. So I was waiting. My target was for it to break a high of day. So I was watching it here curl up, break VWAP, test VWAP, come back up. So I was like, okay, if it breaks high of day, I'm in. So you can see high day is 446. I get in at 46. I'm like, this is a good breakout. Ends up coming down, making higher lows, consolidating for like 15 minutes. But I was at a conference and I was in a room with like 700 people. And I saw this guy, Tim Grittani, shorting the stock. And I was like, it was going against him like really hard. And that stock actually ended up being a great play, but it messed me up and messed with my mind. So instead of following this plan and taking a good gain off this, would have been like a 30 to 40, maybe $50 gain if I held it. And I would have held it because that was my target. My target was 51 cents. But guess what? I sold it so I could jump into Ogen. Ogen comes along, and my entry on Ogen was, let me see, 147. So my entry on Ogen was high of day again. Get in high of day. First 5 minute candle to break high of day. And guess what? That entry was beautiful because I got in at 147 and I ended up selling at 153. Small gain. I don't know why I sold it so fast. Like, I get this urge, it just itch to sell. I get nervous. I need to really work on that. It's a skill. Like, I'm a good trader. I know how to get those breakouts, but that fear and the fear of loss just gets to you. And it's such a horrible feeling, right? So look at this. I get in, make some money. I get in again. I'm gonna teach you something today. I want you to stay here through the whole video. I get in at 166 now, 300 shares more. I ended up making more money, right? 166 sold at 178, 12 cents a share, 300 shares. That's about $40, right? Pulls back, I don't touch it, comes back. I'm like, okay, this is my third share. Roland Wolf said, don't double dip. But now I'm triple dipping. I'm over trading these stocks. So I'm thinking that it's gonna break $2. It's a strong breakout. Like, look at that. Test 189, pulled back to 175. It's curling back up. I get in at 184. So I set a stop just to be safe. Boom, get knocked out of my stop. Ends up dropping to a low 159. And then it ends up breaking VWAP and going all the way to 128. That's disgusting. There, I like that I followed my plan. I set my stop, got out when I was supposed to. Next stock, ABIO. So I was frustrated, but I realized my mind wasn't clear. So I took a break. I waited for, I got to the airport and I was sitting down. I was looking at the chart. I was like, I've seen this many times. A stock that just steps all the way up to the end of the day, holding its high of day, going towards the full dollar. I've seen this so many times with high volume, strength, everything. So I'm like, okay, 92. I'm like, it broke 90. I like where this is going. This has potential, the volume, everything, all the indicators aligned for me to hold this for the break of the dollar. So I get in 92 cents, ends up crawling all the way to the top, sell 300 shares at 102. Leaves me with 100 shares left. So I'm like, okay, if this candle breaks below $1, I'm going to sell. So it ended up breaking $1. I sold it at 99 cents, which is another good gain, about $50 gain. And look what ended up happening. Ended up just falling off the boat. Boom. That's disgusting. I would never hold a dollar stock overnight. It's way too risky. Any type of penny stock that's low overpriced, I would never hold it. Okay, so now we have LevB. This is my overnight play. NevB, IGC, and LevB all were mirroring each other. They were insane plays. I was very surprised for a play like this to happen. So I saw that. So let me just kind of like break it down for you guys. The reason why I got in is because it closed. So look, it went to 586 and it ended up right away going to $6. So if you go to the 5-year chart, the IPO of the high of the IPO is 588. That week it hit 588. So that's a significant candle. I come here and sorry, let me go to it. It closed at 588. Well, 585 and ended up breaking $6. So it's like, okay. Ended up setting my target at 611. Got in 100 shares. Filled half of my position. Ended up popping up. I was like, I'm not getting in that high. Because I didn't know the actual potential of it. So I get in 100 shares. Ends up pulling back a bit. But I understood like after hours doesn't have that much volatility. And it has too much volatility. And there's not much liquidity either. So just little price movements can just be extreme. So I was watching IGC, I was watching NevB, and I was watching LevB. And look what happened. It went to 750. I was like, that is insane. In the morning, sold off. I was like, as soon as pre-market opens for me, I want to sell it, whatever price it's at. Ended up popping back up to that candle here, 670, sold, made $60. It was good, right? So basically made back $100. I was like, this is we're having some progress here. This is good. Like everything's working out. Ended up selling off much lower in pre-market, and I feel like I would have sold if that happened to me. I don't know if I would make it to that 848 move because it's very risky at that point. I didn't trade all day, and then I ended up seeing Ojin again. I think this trade pissed me off the most. Okay, so if we were to look at a 1 minute chart and look at it very closely, I saw this. It was running all day, and it sold off, broke VWAP. VWAP is volume weighted moving average. When the price breaks VWAP, that means the average price is lower. The price is lower than the average price. So that means there's more people selling, there's more big holders, and there's not a lot of people in the green anymore. So it sold off, came up, sold off, came up. I saw this. As soon as I put on this this ticker, I saw it just dip down immediately to $2. I was like, okay, I'm gonna dip by this. I hesitated. Okay, I missed out. I saw it. It crawled up too fast. It was like 210, 215, 220. I was like, I'm not getting in. I'm gonna wait for the perfect time. So it ended up crawling. And then I was like, oh, fuck. Usually when it sells off that much, it doesn't cross again across VWAP. So I saw it broke VWAP. And it was heading towards the full $3 point. I was like, okay, full $3. It has that much strength to even test VWAP. So I got in at 290, set my risk 10 cents, 200 shares only. Boom, pops up, consolidates in an ascending triangle. I can even zoom in to show you. So it does an ascending triangle right here, higher lows. It was the most beautiful breakout. Just look at that. Prices are starting to get tight. Boom, shorts probably get squeezed. I end up selling way too early. Again, I need to sell half my position. I need to be able to reduce that stress that's on me. Like I feel like I'm a good trader. I know when the breakouts are going to happen, but when they do, I just want to sell into the strength immediately. But if I held my shares longer, I would have more potential. So I ended up selling 200 shares for 14 cents a gain, and that was cool. But I just waited, and I was like, okay. Shoots up to 335, does basically a bull flag. Comes down about 20 cents off its highs, and I see it starting to curl up. So I'm like, okay, 325 entry point, because I'm like, if it breaks that high, that candle, I'm going in. This strength is way too insane. It looks like it's heading towards high of day. High of day previously was 325. That's the exact reason I got in. It pulled back to 325. Sorry, where is it? It pulled back to 325, and then it ended up selling at let me see. Sorry, all the candles are together. Ended up getting at 325, selling it for 336. But again, I sold it too quick. It popped up, it hit 347, and I had a stop loss order on, and I sold it at that price on a stop loss. I was like, why did I do that? I wasn't even paying attention to, I just rushed it. And this had so much strength, but I'm rushing it. I feel like you have to learn from this. You have to learn from these mistakes, these revenge, these quick trades. You want to hold them sometimes. You want to hold the position at least. Get into the green, but hold some of the position so you can maximize your move. And it hurts to realize I never did that, right? And then this is when shit went south. I was like, okay, it looks like the next candle is going to be $4. Because if you look at the 1 year chart, we're all the way up here, 372. I'm thinking we can hit these candles up here, $4 for something. We can even go towards that, maybe even break through. My target was like 394, 395. That's great. But what ended up happening was, as soon as I bought in and set my stop to 354, which was the low of this. Where was it? Sorry. Let me go to the 1 minute chart. So I ended up getting in at 368, setting my stop at three. It was my original stop was at 354 because I saw that this was the low of that candle, this green candle right here. Let me zoom in a little bit more for you guys. 340, 354 was the low of that candle right here. Right? So I'm like, if it breaks that, I know this is gonna be weakness. So I set my stop immediately. It takes on my stop, but it sells it at 340 because that sell off was so quick that it wasn't able to trigger at my stop price. So then this is when my mind got boggled. It drove me insane. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. It didn't even give me a chance to sell at 354. It made me sell 10 more cents below my stop. I got out and it ended up dropping a full dollar basically, which is good. And I saw that there's strength again. It's curling back up. I'm like, fuck, I already lost a few bucks. I like this, how this is going. And look what happens. 339. I'm like, hey, if I go below 10 cents on this trade, I'm selling. I didn't put a stop loss or anything this time because I wasn't trying to get faked out again. So it dropped 10 cents and popped up immediately and I sold it. I was like, oh my God, this is how you know. Now my brain's not functioning. Now I'm not even thinking about what's happening in this trade. Like, that's terrible. 339, sold it at 328. I was like, what was I thinking? Because look, I sold into the strength and I took a loss on it. Like, that is a really nice gain here. It's like 10%. So you can imagine at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm so frustrated at this point. The stock is curling back up. It looks like it's going to break 374, which is the previous high of day after this huge sell-off, which even happened down there. I'm going to take another chance and see what I can do. Do you see here what I'm doing? I'm not double dipping. I'm not triple dipping. I'm quadruple dipping. I think I traded like 5 times. That's terrible. So it didn't do what I wanted. It ended up coming down. Also, like, oh my God, at this point, I was like, okay, if it breaks below, if it doesn't break 360 in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm selling. So as soon as it broke down, it touched 363, had weakness, too many sellers, I sold. And it ended up dropping a full dollar, which was good. Because, like I said, I know how to trade. It's not a matter of knowing or not knowing. It's a matter of over trading and revenge trading. Because when you start to revenge trade, now your mind is not clear. You're not thinking. You're not looking from a third perspective. You're not perceiving it as it is. You're trying to force it in your own way. And when you force things in your own way and you're trading with like your nerve shot, nothing happens that you want. And it's a terrible, 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 terrible feeling to go through. I'm still trying to work on it till this day. I've been trading for a year and a half and it's hard sometimes. You know, I'm trying my best to work on it because you could see I know how to trade. It's not a problem of not knowing or knowing. It's the problem of over trading and wanting more and being greedy. As soon as I can fix that, I know I can be profitable. I know I can work towards profitability. Hopefully, I learned my lesson. Everyone's going to make mistakes. Just know that it takes 30 to 60 days. Sometimes people say it's longer, some people say it's shorter. 30 to 60 days to make a habit, 1 day to break it. So, you just got to track your trades. Track the way you're feeling. If you realize your mind is off, just shut it down. Step away. I need to do that. Or this is going to keep happening. This is like, okay, I understand I made a gain here and I made a gain here. But then why did I have to keep going? Right? So hopefully you guys learned off this video. Hopefully you guys can take something away from it. If you guys enjoyed it and you want me to make more videos, just comment. All right, bye.